The Ashtar Command are the real guardians of the galaxies. Although there is information about the command in all the books in the Joy Chronicles, the information in this video may be found mostly in Book 1, Path of Sweetness, Book 2, Blossoming of Love, Book 4, Paths of Freedom, and in the later books that are not yet published. Hello, I'm Joy Elaine, author of the Joy Chronicles, and this is the second in a series of videos I'm doing about the books I have written. I promised you that this one would be a comparison of the Ashtar Command ships with the ones you might find in Star Trek or Star Wars. But first, let me explain what the Ashtar Command is. They are a consortium of elevated, non-dual masters that are committed to supporting the graceful evolution of Earth. Their goal is to non-manipulatively assist all sentient beings to achieve heightened states of conscious awareness. When it comes to assisting Earth directly, their hands are tied because of the many galactic rules. However, if you choose, you can empower the command as well as millions of non-dual individuals to help us by taking part in the energy work we do in the Joy Chronicles. The easy way to do that is described in the back of each of the books in this series. Also, there's a 4-minute recording on my website, joyelaine.com, that guides you in working with the command. You'll find it under World Missions. If you think the Ashtar Command goes in with guns blazing in order to dispatch troublemakers, you would be wrong. The shields on their ships are so superior they are impenetrable. Now remember, the only races firing on Ashtar Command ships would be dual in nature, and therefore they wouldn't have the technology or the ability to be much of a challenge. So, if nobody is killed or imprisoned, how does the Ashtar Command deal with the bad guys? I'm not aware of every method, but one way Tonas told me about was to put the ringleaders in stasis and then release them after all their followers had died of natural causes. Stasis is a process that doesn't hurt, and also an individual in it isn't aware of the passage of time. Another way was to just take a ship to another universe. Tonas said, it takes them a long time to get back. Tonas and his crew members connect with each other telepathically. That means there is no one comparable to Star Trek's Lieutenant Uhura for in-ship communication. I know that there are different types of Ashtar Command ships. There are stealth ships, and there are ships so large that they contain cities, which can be used for training individuals to be, for example, a scout. Tonas described a regular command ship as looking like 2 crystalline pie pans. The top one is upside down and on top of the bottom one. His ship, which was one of the smaller command ships, was as big as the city I live in, which is 24 square miles. But he could make the ship larger with his mind. If you are picturing a bridge like the one on Star Trek's Spaceship Enterprise, please erase that image. In one of the later books not yet published, I asked Tonas about furniture. He said it would just get in the way. When Tonas and I traveled in his spaceship to a crystalline planet in another universe, he chatted with me while he directed the ship there with his mind. I experienced no sense of movement and heard no sounds of propulsion. It took us less than a minute to get to that planet, and the only direction Tonas needed to locate it was the numbers 578964. Wouldn't you think he'd need more than that? I did learn a bit about a system of energy called Arognans, that is the foundation for the propulsion of all the Ashtar Command ships. The Joy Council we formed in Book 2 wasn't able to tell me any details other than that there is a power in crystals that recreates itself when there's light on them. So, you won't find anyone like Star Trek's Scotty in the engine room. As a matter of fact, you won't even find any engines. I also witnessed an Ashtar command ship at night here on Earth. Granted, it was at a distance, but I could clearly see that the ship was stationed above a horse standing in a pasture. There was a beam of light coming from the ship that surrounded the horse. Later, I asked Commander Ashtar if the stream of light I saw the horse standing in was a tractor beam. He replied, of course, that they did not require a tractor for the job. They transported the horse to the ship in particle form. Now, since nobody in the command knows how our monetary system works, money is obsolete in non-duality, the commander of the ship made sure to adequately compensate the owners for the horse. I'd love to have seen the expression on the owner's face when they peeked into the horse's stall the next day and saw a waist-high mound of gold coins sitting there. The next video will be about the Swizzlers and their journeys as they become individuals. Namaste.